Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. Ocho, now it's time to welcome Chief Royal Ramey. Chief Royal Ramey is the co-founder and chief executive officer of Forestry and Fire Recruitment Program. Chief Ramey founded FFRP to help individuals who are formerly incarcerated and work within fire camps overcome barriers that prevent them from entering the professional field of firefighting. The Forestry and Fire Recruitment Program maintains a 10% rate of recidivism across the 200-plus placed employment compared to the California state average of 42% and 82% nationally. Chief, thanks for joining us today, man. How are you doing?
Oh, man, I'm doing well. Shannon, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, bro. I'm doing great. Thanks for joining us.
Nah, thank you for having me.
Chief, what's up,
Ocho, baby? What's the deal?
What they do, baby? Shoot, I'm chilling, man. Listen, if I had your hands, I'd cut mine off, man.
Yes, sir.
Chief, I want to ask you this. What led you on this journey to discover, to fund this program in which you're a part of now?
Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. I'm having some technical difficulties right now.
You good, bro? We understand.
1 second. I can't hear that. I heard the question. Can you repeat that, please?
Yes. Can you explain your journey that led you to the funding of this Forestry and Fire Recruitment Program?
Yeah. So when I was 20 years old, I made a mistake. Right. I end up, making a poor choice in life, and I end up, committing a crime and got sentenced to 6 years in prison. I end up, serving 4 years, 8 months. And in that time, I had the opportunity to, go to fire camp. And I know like a lot of folks don't really know about that program. And it's pretty much been around since the 1940s.
Okay.
So, California utilized incarcerated people to fight wildfires, and, giving them an opportunity to, obviously serve the community and going out and doing their thing. But they get paid, pretty much $1 an hour to do this work. So I remember around the time that I actually went to fire camp, it was I actually got sentenced, and then I was in reception for a while, and then they sent me out of state from Arizona to Mississippi because the time that I got sentenced, it was overcrowded in California. So I had to, I went out and went to Mississippi, and you have an annual review every year. And when I had the ability to go, because I had my points dropped, and they was like, "Hey, you want to go to fire camp?" And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, "What's fire camp?" Right? I heard about it when I actually got sentenced, but I didn't really know. So from there, just had the opportunity. Talked to a couple of folks. I'm like, "Hey, man, what's this fire camp stuff?" And I was like, "Hey, man, this is dope. You better food. You have you have the ability to go out and have a part like setting with your family. You in a community. You're not locked up. You're not in a cell." So I was like, "Man, this is a good opportunity, and I can go back to California and see my family. Haven't seen them in like 20 plus months." So I was like, "You know what? Let me just go and make it happen." But Shannon, when I tell you I had no idea what I was getting myself into, brother, it was crazy, man, for real. So, and then it led, and I grew to love it. I had a passion for it when I got there. And I was like, man, I could really do this. This is something that that I could, make happen. I had adversity when I was younger, when I was a kid, and I wasn't never scared of fighting fire. I had a couple of, some experiences in my life where I had some challenges. I almost died a couple of times. So I was like, you know what, this is something that, I'm not scared of. And I just loved it, and it was dope. So
if you don't mind me asking, I'm going to ask one more question, Ocho, then I'll let you take it. If you don't mind me asking, what are some of the qualifications in which an inmate qualifies for this program?
So the qualifications, you can't have arson. You can't have a sex crime. You can't. At the time that when I was there, you couldn't have any murder or something like any violent crime, right? In a sense, and you pretty much go through what is called a PFT. You do some physical training, and once you pass that, they give you a basic like S190 class. And this is all I'm talking about is when I was there, And
Okay.
then you pretty much are going to be able to go out and they send you to a fire camp, and you really under the qualifications of the captain
Okay.
credentials. So it's really quick. It's like a couple of week process to get you going, and then you out there you fighting fires.
Listen, one of the key words you just said, Chief, is passion. You had a passion for something. And obviously, most of the times, people have a hard time finding something that they love to do and actually having a passion for it, where it doesn't become a job, it becomes something that you actually love. Now, how do you help the participants gain the skills and the confidence needed for such a demanding job in wildland firefighting? Because that's for one, scary. For two, it's life or death, depending on the
Right.
situation. So just how do you do that? Helping them gain the skills, and not only gain the skills, but you need confidence to be able to do something like that.
And that's what the Forestry and Fire Recruitment Program is pretty much all about. Like, just like us being from the urban community, right, and having that adversity growing up, we built for it tough, right? We've been through some things, right? So it's really easy to chop it up with folks and be like, listen, like, you already been through that road in your life, right? You already had, you probably the black sheep of your family. You probably disappointed your family in some moment. And like, this is an opportunity for you to be able to utilize the knowledge, skills, and abilities that you have, right, in order for you to be able to get a family-winning career. And it's really just being real with them, just like we having a conversation right now. It's just like, hey, do you want the bag? Everybody want the bag. Everybody want the jewels. Everybody want to be able to have something to look forward to have pride in, have purpose, right? And it's really to really sell it and say, look, this is a real true opportunity. So, listen to your captains, listen to, or take this time, to yourself and really understand the process of like the mental and the emotional and the physical attributes of like really focusing and locking in, just like when you was on game day, Ocho, saucing people up.
Yeah.
Just like how you, Shannon, was over there saucing some folks up. You had me pumped up earlier with some highlights in, and it's like that's where you have to understand like the opportunity, right?
Right.
And I think by me talking and just telling my story and inspiring folks and loving on folks and showing them like, look, I've been where you at, and like we already been through the worst. So why not take this opportunity to get the opportunity to be able to be a firefighter, make the bag, take care of your family and win.
Let me ask you this. There's a lot that's been said about the incarcerated firefighters today that's currently fighting the fires in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. Can you explain to us, fact or fiction, of what's circulating online? How much I don't know if you know this off the top of your head, how much are they getting paid? And is it only forest fires? Do you guys go fight burning building fires, or is just these large scale, massive fires?
Yeah, so when it comes to folks that's in California fire camps, they actually focus on wildland firefighting.
Okay.
That's what you pretty much trained in. Okay. Also, though, too, you can, respond to a flood or any like national disaster that needs support when it comes to like just having bodies there.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's pretty much that question for you, Shannon.
How much you got? What's the pay? Because it's been paid like, okay, you get $10 an hour, and then blah blah, you get another $1 an hour, so it's $11 an hour. So if you don't mind me asking, what's the pay scale?
Yeah, it's dollars. They're making about $20-some a day. From what I was, all the research that I have done and known, because they've been trying to like compensate folks for being in fire camp. I know one of my CDCR partners, Fred Money, Captain Money, he had scorched me if I didn't say that they wasn't trying to make efforts and trying to, get folks some more money. But it is pretty much $1 an hour when they're out there in the fire. But they're trying to figure it out. But it's hard work. You making what, $30,
$12 a day.
Yeah, for the day. You know what I'm saying? Because they do 24-hour shifts, and then they 24 hours down, and then 24 hours on. So it's definitely it's pretty much the same thing as you going to college and you getting pimped. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, right? Like the NIL, right? Like now it's starting to come about, right? Because of like, folks seeing that how much money that, the NCAA is making, right? Like it's a similar kind of situation. Right. so you can understand what I'm saying. But my biggest thing though is like, I wanted to bring you to the NFL, right? I'm trying to give you the opportunity to go out and get this bag. And with all the, opportunities you had in college, right? And when you was in fire camp, let's take that to the league, man. We need, the league is short right now. We back in when this league was in 1960s. We need folks to be able to come out here and make it happen.
But you check this out. Go ahead, Ocho. Go ahead. I'll follow up later.
I was gonna say, listen, early in life, obviously you've made some mistakes. Listen, we've all made them. You've had obstacles you had to overcome, and you were able to do that. And many of us don't get a second chance. And you were able to get a second chance. And I'm just curious, what's been the biggest hurdle you faced in making the forestry and fire recruitment program a success, and actually getting people to want to actually do it despite what the pay might be?
So it's a lot of things. So I think one of the biggest hurdles is like, can you actually do it, right? Because a lot of folks knew, like, it was some rumors around, like, yeah, you can, you can't. But if you really think about it, public service and prison kind of don't mix, right? Like, if you think about a cop, right, you think about, a prisoner, it doesn't mix. You think about a firefighter, you think about a prisoner, it don't mix, right? So I was like, me and my co-founder, Brandon Smith, we was laying in the bunk one day, or just like, just chopping it up. And it was like, man, like, I really enjoy this, man. I really want to do this. And he was like, man, you know what? We should figure it out. Like, but I'm like, you know what? Once we actually know the process of coming from fire camp to, being a professional firefighter, I want to be the modern day Harriet Tubman. You feel me? I want to bring our folks, you know what I'm saying, to the front line to get their bag, right? So it's like, okay. And then we obviously, it's a lot of stuff. It's stigma, obviously it's, understanding the process of how to get there, right? The application, build a resume. And at the time that I was around, it was like Band of Box wasn't there. So like, you have to explain your crime and what you did. So I was like, okay, when I first started, I worked with the U.S. Forest Service, and I put on my application. I'm like, look, this is the crime that I committed, right? But then this is what I'm doing to be able to, obtain.
We're trying to atone for my mistake.
Right. So, I went to this Wildland Academy, got my certifications in college, right? And I'm, trying to be able to like really push it to the next level and be able to get a position with y'all. Like I'm showing you not only just the things that have happened in the past, but also the things that I'm working on to be able to be a great citizen and being able to be an asset to the company, to the organization, which is the Forest Service. So from there, I got, then I got an interview, and man, it's just like, they was asking me like, so what makes you the best person for this job? And I was like, look, I got experience, right? When I was in fire camp. And, I did 20 months, fighting fires, doing fire prevention work. I was the first SAW. I was out there, doing my thing. And then not only that, when I came home, I got my credentials as far as getting my certifications I need. And then now I'm actually in college pursuing my AS degree in fire technology. So I'm like, education and experience you can't beat, right? So I am the best, I have the good position to be able to be the best person for the job.
Chief, I want to ask you this, because there is a stigmatism that comes along with someone that's been incarcerated and they gets out. A lot of time, employment do not want to offer them that because of their prior history. Right. What are you doing, and how can we as a society realize that some of these men, women, have something to offer society in a positive? Because there is that stigma that they don't want to give you a job, and so that's why I believe the recidivism rate is so high. Well, if I can't get a job, you're not going to give me gainful employment. I got to go touch somebody to get it, because I got to survive. I'm just going to be honest with you. I got to survive, Chief.
My God. That's my guy, man. Hey, and that's the real thing, man. And that's where I like want to tell y'all today is like, I can speak from experience. I was a little firecracker when I was younger. So I think even the respect that I gained from these men and women that's out there battling these fires and stuff, and that's in these fire camps, I can really attest to what they're going through. And it's really an important factor of me being able to like talk to, like, so for example, let me tell you some real stuff. So Cal Fire, right? That's like the state's fire department. Okay. They actually one of our biggest funders. Okay. And they actually support what we're doing. And they put their money where their mouth is. right? Governor Gavin Newsom, he passed a bill that was effective January 1st, 2021. It's called AB 2147, which allows folks that's been incarcerated in fire camps get their record expunged once they come home. So big shout out to the governor, right? Big shout out to Cal Fire. But one thing that we do need to I really want to talk to y'all about too is like CDCR. I've been wanting to chop it up with them for a while, and these are the folks that, house the folks that's being incarcerated, right? And I'm really looking for a partnership for us to really, help out those thousands, folks that's out there battling these fires right now, and should be able to, put their money where their mouth is. Let's
right.
Like we really need people like this has been going on for a long time. We started our organization in 2018. It's really been a struggle. I was actually just talking to my wife, man, and it's been a journey for me, Ocho and Shannon and my team too. And like, to be honest with you, my co-founder, Brandon Smith, his grandparents' house burned down just in Altadena.
Sorry to hear that.
My director of finance, her house burned down in the Palisades, right? It's been an effective, not only just what we've been doing and been trying to we've been struggling. We're a nonprofit organization. We trying to do something that's right, but it's been a lot of it's been a lot of stigmas, a lot of pressure with this. And now that this hadn't happened, we've been around. We want to be able to provide folks opportunity and stuff. So, yeah, let me just stop there. Because I go into
What's the best way people can support your organization, your efforts to do to help you continue to do what you're doing? Honestly,
if they can donate, I don't care if it's $5, $10, $50, right, to the forestryfireRP.org, or even just awareness. I'm a TED fellow, 2024 TED fellow. Shout out to all the TED folks. I have a TED Talk, and just spurring awareness of the organization and what we're doing. And I think that's really what needs to happen. Folks need to know what we actually do. And I think, to all the, athletes, to all the folks that that lived in the urban community, I feel like we would love your support, and knowing that we actually, getting folks that say that they are, zeros when they go to prison, and the homies, right? All the folks that we know that grew up, right? I'm actually providing them an opportunity to get a six-figure job, right? And if you think about that in LA, that's huge. That's life-changing money for folks, right? And even being able to get their record exposure, have a whole zero to hero kind of mentality. And shout out to, I'm gonna be honest with you, shout out to ARC, shout out to JCOD, shout out to all these folks that's really trying to make things happen on a higher level. Even Kim Kardashian, she's been saying some things about us and trying to uplift that voice, right? But I need support from, folks that's in the LA community, that been in the urban community, that understand what we're going through. And think about Uncle JoJo, Uncle Nook, and all those folks that they're the ones who be going to fire camp, right? And they can be able to get that. And when they see that, all it takes is a little bit of effort. It takes a mindset, and that's another thing too, Shannon and Ocho. I want to say it's mind control over Debo, right? When you can be able to inspire and show, look, you already been doing it, bro. You might as well just go ahead and dive all the way.
Make this an honest hustle.
It's an honest hustle, right? Exactly. And you think about it. It ain't too many opportunities that you can come home from prison and make six figures. Think about it. And what we're doing, we only training 100 people for year round. And then one thing that I wanted to talk to y'all about too is that I've been trying to uplift the Buffalo Hand Crew. So I don't know if you educated on this about the Buffalo Soldiers. And So they, obviously the African American men, wanted to serve in the armed forces, and they actually went out to. It was a fire in 1910, and they saved a town in Avery, Idaho, and they did a back burn, and that's something that we kind of do, even today, and that kind of has been kind of like a little tradition, right? And being able to do prescribed kind of burns and trying to save lives and stuff. And I actually launched a crew in 2022. It's called the Buffalo Hand Crew. And what I want to do is, build a crew where I can be able to do fire prevention and fire suppression work throughout the state. because that's one of the things too. You got those houses that burn in Palisades, and I know like it is like a wind event that like is just a natural disaster, and you can't really like stop that. But it is some things that we can do as far as going out here, doing some fire prevention work, cutting brush, right? Because the more brush that's cut, the less embers and all that stuff is out there.
Right.
So.
So is a burn is the same thing as a break? Because I remember when I was growing up, they would used to take the break, they would burn certain areas so that if there was a fire, it could only go to the. So once it's burned, there is nothing it could jump over and keep going on. So I'm very familiar. I just wanted to know, is a burn the same thing as a break?
Yeah, pretty much. And that's where I think if we do a lot of more, fire prevention work, it's been efforts, right? It is a process. It's a complicated situation. I'm gonna be honest with you. But I want, as an organization, a nonprofit organization, to be able to do this work year round and do it more frequently. And I can hire folks internally, like they can go through my program. And Ocho, I gotta answer your question, Ocho, because I did tell you how we do it, right? So we recruit, we train. And then we help them get a job with give them a resume, go through the application process because we know. And then that's when we mentor them throughout their career in a sense. And, we help them with the social services. We help them with the expungement. And I got to give it a lot of shout out, man, to a lot of my people that, been with me since the beginning, that believed in me. We have a location in San Bernardino, LA County. We have a location in Oakland, and we're trying to just continue to do our work. And I think what we're doing is transcending, and it's really transforming folks' lives. And I appreciate the platform and the opportunity for you to have me on here. And I just wanted to do the good work. I didn't do this for the riches and fame and the glory. I did it because I feel like I knew that this was something that I needed to do, and it was going to be able to help people's kids, right? Like it's a generational thing. Think about it. When you have a person that can make that amount of money to be able to put their kids in private school or put them in a better school system, and then they become something, right? And then like generational,
or just to be able to provide
that part. And the money. Look, it's hey Ocho, hey, I hear you about saving that bread, baby. Like, hey, if you don't got no bread, you can't save nothing, big dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we got to. And hey, I might need to you need to start like a little financial class or something, man. Like I might need to. Yeah. You might have to give me a little sidebar of like how to do it, man. So
I got you.
You know what we did tonight, Chief Royal Ramey. All the money that we're going to collect from the super chat, we're going to donate that to the organization. But I believe so positive and so strong in what you're doing, I'm going to personally donate $25,000 out of my own pocket because I really appreciate what you're doing. I love the fact that you're trying to help the community, try to give back, and try to keep guys from going back into the system and to have gainful employment so they can provide not only for themselves but for their families. So I really appreciate it. I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule and coming on here and sharing a little insight of what this program is all about, because we've heard so much about these young men that are out here fighting these forest fires for really risking their lives for pennies on the dollar. And so I appreciate that, and I'm sure everybody here that's watching this appreciate your service and what you're doing. I know Ocho and we greatly appreciate it. So all the money that we gather from the super chat tonight, we're going to donate that to your fund, but you're going to get a personal donation from Shannon Sharpe in the tune of $25,000 because I believe in you. I believe in what you're doing, and I want to say thank you for what you're doing.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. Salute, for real. Salute, because not very many times, do we get a second chance at anything. Not very many times. And what you're doing, man, is commendable. And from the bottom of my heart, man, I really do salute you.
I appreciate you, Shannon, man, for that. The first thing that came to my mind, it was like that Jerry Maguire, man. Don't make me cry. You're gonna make me cry, baby. Hey,
nah, bro.
Cry, man.
Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep God first. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. And I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. And this is a great program. And hopefully there are a lot of young men that want to take advantage of this situation to do something positive. Yes, they made a mistake, but let's not make that be the end. Let that be the start of a new beginning. So congratulations on your program. Like I said, thank you for joining us tonight. And we'll check back in with you down the road.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate both of y'all, Shannon and Ocho. Have a good one.
You too, bro.
Yep.
Hello.
Oh, man, that's Chief Royal Ramsey. I call him Ramey. No, is it Ramsey or Ramey? Ramey? Okay, Ramey. He's the co-founder and chief executive officer of the Forestry and Fire Recruitment Program. And it's doing a lot of good things because what it does is give inmates an opportunity to learn a craft because it's hard. I mean, it's hard for them to get a job because they put on that thing and you have been convicted of a crime. You say, yes, and blah, blah, blah. They're like, oh, no, we can't hire you. So now I ain't got no game for employment. I'm out, but what can I do to survive? How do I get a place to stay? And so and sometimes family don't want you around because, you've done something and it's hard. And so, like I said, I mean, when you don't have employment and you need to survive, a dog won't starve himself. Humans are no different. They're not going to starve themselves. So if they can't get gainful employment, they're going to find a way to survive. And so Chief Royal Ramey is doing is giving guys an opportunity. I greatly appreciate that. And I don't mind, like I said, I've been very fortunate. I've been blessed. God has blessed me beyond blessed. And so if someone's doing something positive, Ocho, I always want to be able to lend a hand.
Yes, sir.